Hey, this is Jeff Karras, your behavior guy. I'm back. Today I want to talk about behavior contracts. Behavior contracts are a great way to come to a more formal type of agreement with a student or with your child when you're really trying to focus and pinpoint some behaviors to address. So what you want to do is when you're making a behavior contract, you want to sit down with them and talk about some different behaviors that you're seeing, talk about a specific behavior, try to pinpoint that and say, how can we make this better? Of course, you're not going to do this when your child or student's upset. You're going to do this at a different time, and you're going to approach this in a very tactful way, because the way you approach it can get that buy-in from your child. So you want to say, hey, I've noticed some issues. I care a lot about you. I want you to do better, and I think you want to do better because you have so many great things, so much great potential. But this keeps getting in the way, and we can't see the real talents that you have because the behavior is kind of taken and masking it. So let's sit down. Let's think about what can we do to make a plan. Let's make a behavior contract. Do you want to get better? Because I feel you do. Do you want to have more enjoyable days? Do you want to have better outcomes? All right, good. So let's make this contract. First, we're going to talk about your goals. What are your goals? So we're going to look at the specific behavior and the things that are not happening that should be happening and try to work those into those goals. We don't want to tell them what the goals are, but we definitely want the goals to be what we want them to be, right? So we lead them to that by talking to them, prompting, saying, hey, what about this? Like, I feel like right now you're screaming and yelling a lot when you're upset. How could we handle that better? What would you want that to look like so we can handle it better and you could be heard? Then make those goals. Come up with some incentives, some reinforcers. So, hey, when you're starting to reach your goals, what are things you want to work for and earn? Make sure that they're reasonable, but agree on them together. And then think, what are some things that if I don't reach these goals, if I continue the behavior, here's some things that are going to happen as consequences, and come up with some consequences. You don't necessarily have to agree on them with them, but let them know these are the things that'll happen, but I know you're going to be successful, so we shouldn't even have to talk about this, but this is what we are going to have as consequences. That's important. Come up with a date that you're going to meet and revisit the contract to kind of do a little check, because if you don't check in on it, then there's no accountability. So put some dates for checks. Have both of you sign the contract because those signatures are important, and let them know how important your signature is on a legal binding document. Talk that up and then revisit that contract. I will try to post an example a little bit later on, but a behavior contract is a great way to target a behavior. All right, this is Jeff Karras, your behavior guy. I'll see you later.